Welcome back everybody to part 5 of our Unity stealth game tutorial series. In the previous video, we set up our guards so they will patrol along waypoints, stopping at regular intervals. In this video, we're going to have a quick look at how you can modify that script to apply to your security cameras, or if you wish, create a new script using that same method. When you're ready, grab your chaff grenades. Let's crack on. We're going to set up our cameras exactly the same way as we did with the guards. I have the marker here, camera. Go ahead and right click inside and create an empty object. And let's just simply call this the cam. Inside, we want to have our camera sprite in the prefabs folder. I have 3 different sprites for the camera: camera down, camera side, and camera up. I want my camera to be facing to the side, so I'll drag and drop that in there like so. Then, let's go ahead and drag the parent camera object to the desired position of our camera. I'm going to drag it up to this corridor here. As you can see, the camera sprite is appearing behind this wall. All we have to do is change the order in the sorting layer. I'm going to punch in 6, and there we are, the camera appears on top. Next, we want to go ahead and add some waypoints for the camera to move between. Our cameras are going to move in a linear motion, so we just want 2 empty game objects, which we'll just call WP for waypoints. Add an icon to it. I'll go with the purple diamond, and I'm going to leave that one there where the camera currently is, and I'll just duplicate it, and I'll drag this one, holding down control, up to here. That looks pretty good. Now, as for the code, we've got 2 ways we can do this. We can modify the enemy controller script that we've already made in the previous video. Or if you want your cameras to have more behaviors exclusive to the camera, you can create your own separate camera script. So let's have a look at both of these methods. First, let's go ahead and open up the enemy controller script. Okay, so unlike our guards, we don't want the camera to be facing a different direction based on the velocity of its movement and playing the necessary animation. So all we're going to do is create a bool that determines whether or not this enemy object is a camera, and that will determine whether or not we want these lines of code to come into effect. So underneath where we have our movement speed, let's create a serialized bool is camera. Then let's go underneath our if statement for the transform waypoints, and let's create another if statement that says if, use an exclamation mark, is not camera, open up some brackets. Then all we need to do is copy and paste these lines of code into that if statement. We can delete that now. Let's tidy that up a bit and punch it in there like so. Hit save. Let's head back into Unity. Okay, once everything has compiled, I'm just going to set active my player. There we go. And let's go ahead and add the enemy controller script to the camera. For the waypoints, we want a size of 2. And the first waypoint will be this one at the top, and then return back to where it currently is. For the move speed, I'm going to put a value of 0.5 and the wait time 2 seconds, just like the guards. Now, here is our bool, so let's click it, is camera, and let's go ahead and hit play. And now you should see that both the camera and the guard are both moving based on their individual behaviors. The camera is facing the same direction while moving between 2 linear points. Excellent. That is one way we can get our camera moving using that same enemy controller script. But if you want to create your own surveillance camera controller, you absolutely can. So let's go and set inactive the enemy controller script on the camera, create a surveillance camera controller, and go ahead and open it up. So for the surveillance camera controller, we're going to use a lot of what we applied for the enemy controller, but with fewer variables. So for the variables, all we're going to need is that public transform array of waypoints, the public integer for the target point, and our public float of move speed, which we've already set as 0.5f. Then in either void awake or void start, your choice, let's go ahead and set the target point to equal 0, the first point we want to move towards in that array. Speaking of the array, in void update, let's go ahead and punch in transform.position equals a vector2 move towards the current position of the object, and a desired target position in that waypoints array by the move speed multiplied by time.delta time. And then we also want the camera to move to the next point once it reaches the target waypoint. So we've added in the if statement there. If the target position is equal to the waypoint's target point position, increment the array by 1, and that'll be the next point we move towards. And we're going to loop back to that first if we've already exhausted the array. So there we go. Let's go ahead and hit save and head back into Unity. All right, so once everything has compiled, add the surveillance camera controller to the camera object. The speed is already set, so let's set the desired number of waypoints, which is 2, and drag and drop the appropriate waypoints in the array, just like so, and give it a quick playtest. And now what you should see is your camera moving, of course, but there will be a slight difference because unlike the enemy controller script, we haven't set anything to say that it's going to stop and wait at the waypoint. It'll just continuously bounce back and forth between the 2 points. And there we go, 2 quick ways to get your cameras moving in this Unity stealth game tutorial series. I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any suggestions for future videos or extended content to be added to this series, please feel free to reach out to us in the comments below or on any of our socials. We do read your comments and we do appreciate any and all feedback to make our tutorials and the channel stronger. Thank you all very much for watching, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care.